My name is Pedro Oliveira, and I'm a professional services engineer at NXLog. Today, I'm going to walk you through the NXLog Enterprise Edition built-in ROG retention and rotation capabilities, how it works, why it's useful, and sample configurations for both Windows and Linux. Let's get started. Logs grow fast. Without retention policies, disk space is consumed, old logs clutter, and management becomes chaotic. With an NXLog Enterprise Edition, we have built-in mechanisms to automate log retention and rotation. You can rotate by time, by size, or by number of files, and purge older logs automatically. All that using the core extension model XM file op. No external pro jobs or external scripts is required. Let me describe the function corp that we will use. The first one will be file cycle. File cycle performs a cycling rotation on a specific file. An NXLog agent renames the file to file 1. If file 1 already exists, an NXLog agent renames it to file 2 and continues sequentially. File cycle basically is a function that renames your current log to the name of the file and shifts the older files upward and optionally drops the oldest beyond your rotation count. The second function will be remove file. It's possible to specify a wildcard or removing files. You can explicitly delete old files based on age, wildcard, patterns, and other settings. We also will use file rename. It's useful in input models. For example, rotate when the input is fully read. If a new file exists, it will be overwritten. Moving files or directories across devices may not be possible. The procedure will reopen the log file if it's renamed. Other two functions will be rotate to and reopen. And these are used on the OM file. The reopen reopens the current file. This procedure should be called if the file has been removed or renamed. For example, using the file cycle, file removal, or file rename with the XM file model. The rotate to, it's the function that rotates the current file to the file name specified. The model will open the original file specified in the file directory. Note that rename system call is used internally, which does not support moving files across different devices or platforms. All these functions are orchestrated by using the NXLog schedule blocks. So you can trigger rotation at intervals or on conditions like size, file age, etc. With these primitives, you get the full flexibility. You can rotate daily, hourly, or when the file exceeds 100 megabytes. Or you can keep 7 backups or delete files older than 30 days. Let me show you actual examples. For example, I'm rotating the NXLog agent internal file. So every hour, if the file is bigger than 1 megabyte, I will recycle the file. Also, I want to rotate this file every week on Sunday and midnight. In our documentation, there is other examples that you can start as your base for retention and rotation of your files. But now, let me show you some live examples. For this live example, I'm going to use a real nice model that helps us generate dummy data so we can write in files. The model that I'm talking about, it's called the IMPestGen module. So let's configure it to generate dummy data that we'll write in a file. And then I will show you on that example how to rotate that file, rename the file, and also delete the old file. So we'll type test generator. We do a drag and drop. Let's create here a route. Show you example. We'll do a drag and drop of test generator. Also, I want that test generator outputs all his message to JSON. And I want to write to a file in my system. Put it here. And that one to change to dummy. So and the file name will be written in the TMP folder NXLog example. The name of the file will be dummy log. So what I'm doing here is generating dummy data, converting to JSON, and sending to a file inside the TMP folder NXLog example. Let me go to view configuration text, and you will see what is happening behind the scenes. So as you can see, I have testgen. Testgen has another cool option is called more fields. So when we set it to true, it will generate extra fields like event ID, trace flags, error code. So this is really nice if you want to test your output models or generate dummy data to test the network then. So we are writing here my test gen with more fields, and we are sending to this route to the file tmpnxlog example dummy log with the module OM file. But the example I want you to show you is imagine that I want to output this file and I want a new file every day and keep at least the last 7 days. So how I do this? To do this, I will use the schedule directive on the OM file. And I will use some functions that I mentioned before in my in this video. Call it file cycle and file rename. So I want this file to be recreated every day, okay, and keep the last 7 days. So how I do this? I will execute a schedule. I will say when, and say it will be daily. And then I will execute and type file. file cycle, file name, and the 7 will indicate that I will cycle this file every 7 days, and will reopen again the same. And here, we'll put this down. New file every day and keep the last 7 days. So let's save our configuration, update our agent. If we go to agents, let's see, confirm that everything was running, and we see the dummy file is running, and my test gen is generating this number of events. You see, and I having these events forward. If I go to my window on my Linux, I have my file dummy log being written. So, and you can see it's being converted to JSON. So you can see this. So let's get back to our configuration. I will change a parameter here for IM test gen, because if I don't set it, it will keep it writing in the file. So let me put sleep. So this command permits me that it will execute every 10 seconds to generate the message. So let's put here. So I'm setting this command in IM test gen. So it will generate a message every 10 seconds. And I'm doing this so it will not fill up my hard disk space for the dummy log. Okay. So here, let me explain what we are doing here. So I'm creating a new file every day and keep the last 7 days. Okay. So I'm getting logs and dumping dummy data on this log file. So I take advantage of the schedule directive in NXLog Enterprise Edition and set it daily. So here I'm saying that please run this every day at midnight. Then I execute the file cycle. The file cycle function, it's the function that will pick up on this file, and it will recreate the file with a sequential name. So I will have in my hard drive demilog 1, demilog 2, 3, 4, and onwards. Okay. The function file name will give me the file name, and it tells us that I want to keep the last 7 days. Then the reopen, it's the function that will recreate the output file again after it's renamed. Okay, so this is a feature to get a new file every day and keep the last 7 days. Other nice features that we can execute with NXLog is rotate the same file or another file based on file size. And how I do this? Let me copy the same output module. Let's set to another name. And here in the schedule, I want to check this every 10 seconds. So input every 5 seconds. So I will use different exec functions related, so I can get what I'm doing here is I want to rotate the files when they reaches as size limit. So for this example, I will do the following. I will set it if then else conditions, and I will tell if a file size is bigger than 1 megabyte, please recycle the file. Okay, so it will recreate a new file when it's bigger than 1 megabyte. Okay, and I will check for this every 5 seconds. Let me add the OM size. This can be done at the output modules of the files or the input at the reading level. Let me to add to this route. Let's see. So what we are doing is generating dummy data, writing to dummy file and stay with every 7 days, and only rotate the file by size. Okay. Save our configuration. Let's update our agent. And let's see what we have here. So you can see that every 1 mega I will have a new file. So I'm rotating here by size, and my test gen is writing to the DME log. This one will only be appeared every 7 days. So this is a really nice example to rotate files by size. Another nice feature here, it's also rotating our files daily. So I will give you another example. So this is for size limit. This is one for keeping the last 7 days. And now I will create another one. Is rotating our files daily. So, and how I do this. So again, I will pick up one of these examples as my base. And I will set to another name. Here I will change my execution. I will set it to run daily. But this time, I want to put a timestamp here on the daily. Okay. So I can keep the values of the date. So the daily file will look something like this. Okay. And how I do this? So I will take advantage of the rotate2 function. And I will do something like the following. So the rotate2 is a function that renames the current output log, and it will add the date to the file name. Okay, so again, I'm using the file name function to get this name. Then I will get this timestamp. Okay. And I want to be the file name with this date format. Let me change here the daily because here will take some time to execute. So let's do it every 20 seconds or 5 seconds. So you will see this daily file. We are going to create this daily file every 5 seconds just for this example. But for a normal production system, you should put every day. Again, I will add it to my route. OM daily file. So let's see. So a brief explanation. Generating dummy data, writing to them a file for 7 days. Here I'm rotating based on size. And here I'm rotating based on dates, but I'm executing for this example every 10 seconds. Let's do a save configuration. Update our agents. Wait a little. Please, let's see our statistics. So we can see that TestGen has generated one event message. I have daily running, dummy running, also size. So get back here. Our configuration. And let's see if we have our files being written. So here, as you can see, I have my daily file with a date attached. So this will happen every 20 seconds. It will have created a file, new file, rotate the new file with the date attached. In summary, NXLog Enterprise Edition rotation and rotation features let you define a full cycle, life cycle policies. Rotate by time or size, rename files, purge old logs, all within NXLog configuration across Windows and Linux operating systems. This simplifies operations, avoids external scripting, and ensures your log storage stays clean and predictable. To understand better what we were talking about in this video, please check Rotate and Delete Logs files chapter in our documentation. If you need any support on any insights, please feel free to contact us at nxlog.co. Thank you.